Jim, let's go now to the big ratings for AEW Dynamite. Now, it's important to note,
yes,
this week is the first week we will be having numbers from Nielsen's new big data plus panel methodology, as it's being called, which, according to Nielsen, as we said earlier, is supposed to be more accurate, and on its face you would think it would be, than what they previously have been doing. So the number we're getting now is a number that Nielsen is saying is more accurate, and that although it'll apply now and going forward, you have to wonder what that says about the number before this point and how accurate that was and how this applies to that.
The question I have, speaking for the lay person out there in the audience who just is here just to get laid, is there a way that going forward, are they just giving this number out and that's the one we're going to get? Or is there some mathematical figure, some way one of these really motivated people can figure out how to give us the old number just for shits and giggles, like that it would have been back in the old days in the before 4 time, so that we can compare and see what, because this is technically, and I'm even taking up for AEW here because they're going to get hurt worse than WWE, because WWE's numbers are all bigger to start with. They got further to fall, as one of my old financial advisors used to say. But to be fair, we're comparing them on a new scale rather than the scale that was being done before. So yes, there's going to be a difference. Is there any way to compare to the old number is my question.
I don't know if there's a direct correlation between the old number and this number and how you reconcile that. But again, what the new number is, based on what Nielsen's telling us, you would think is more accurate. And if you applied it to the previous last few years, would have changed some of the perception when people said, hey, the booking's bad. And someone said, no, they got 700,000 viewers. The booking's great. But let's go to these numbers, Jim. These numbers, AEW Dynamite on TBS, Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, 8 to 10:30 p.m. On average, did 465,000 viewers.
Holy shit.
Welcome to the new reality.
Wow. All right. Well,
wow. That is a lot. That is a lot to take in. 475,000. Tony. You are in serious trouble here. Like, you're going to get exposed so much now that this show is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's not a wrestling show that you put on TV. This is like if an indie promotion was trying to do professional wrestling. Yeah, you got some good people out there that can do the moves. Everybody can do it. But in the end, to like a casual person who just turning the channel, who would just want to see something other than WWE, and they turn on this and they see the same shit each and every week. You drove so many people away from this shit. And that was your 6-year anniversary. And it's the same old shit. Nielsen numbers are going to expose a lot. And people like Dave Meltzer, they have nowhere to hide behind because these numbers are going to reveal themselves. So all this inflation that Wrestling Observer and a few other people that are out there who try to like elevate AEW up to WWE's level, there is none at this point. That debate is over with. Look at this. And then you turn on Collision and then you see 2 girls on the ground just having a promo with each other, play acting. That shit was embarrassing. What is it going to take in order for you to finally realize and get taken seriously, Tony? You don't know what you're doing here. And it's all on you. This is your fault because you allow these people to come in here and just do whatever that they want to do. You trying to be friends with everybody. Instead of being like, you know something, I'm finna do something a little bit different. I'm finna do what WCW did, but I'm finna just up it a little bit, and I'm just gonna make it my own. I'm not gonna try to compete with WWE. I'm not finna come out here and say that there's only one Khan in professional wrestling, and that man is looking at him, and that man publicly called you a kid. But meanwhile, you got these people out here each and every week basically killing themselves on TV. The booking doesn't make sense at all. You give Gates of Agony that big win over the Hurt Syndicate. The next week they come out and they lose clean in the middle of the ring. Then this week you never heard of them. The reason for all of this is just to cater. It's just to cater to people that are out there who just like that backyard indie shit so much. It's diehard. When ECW started up, they were like them. They wanted to see people get put through tables and hit through head with chairs, concussions, diving off of shit. New Jack damn near had to kill himself, he said. And it's almost like the new ECW, but modernized, I guess. I don't know how to describe that. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. This is, you know, another thing that I looked at on AEW, and I'm just shaking my head at it. Briscoe got the biggest win of his career, of his singles career, over MJF. You would think that you would want to build on that to make this guy somebody, but you don't know how to pay it forward. You don't know how to pay it forward. And these Nielsen numbers are going to expose AEW each and every fucking week. There is no way around this shit. And I wonder what is that going to do to AEW's business, their morale. You can't sit there and tell me that these people are backstage. They probably are, because they're getting paid a lot of money. I would think that if the news comes out that the show is tanking, literally in the ratings, and you're a talent on AEW's roster, do you just say, I want more airtime? But no one, you're not rocking. Should I get out there and just do this? You're not rocking. Like Chris Statlander, she just became champion, and these ratings are low. People looked at that shit at fucking All Out, All in between, and said, fuck this shit. But y'all want to sit here and say that that shit was the best thing out there. These numbers do not lie. Obviously, no one liked that shit, because this was the pay-per-view. This was the Dynamite after All In, All Out, All in between. And your main event is with a girl who just was losing constantly and just won the championship. And now she's out here and she's going to be a deer in the headlights. You think people are going to want to tune in to see Statlander as the women's world champion when all this time she's just been a nobody on the roster getting beaten? You think people want to keep seeing this Death Rider bullshit? Flames on caskets, thumbtacks, and all this shit, Tony. I don't know. This shit, it's like he's on a TV show and it's all jokes. You might as well put the joke out there and let him dance around, and maybe he can just stir up some shit at this point. This shit is not looking good.